Well, good morning, dear friends. It is the 15th it's the Ides of January. I don't think there's particularly anything to fear today. 5 more days till the psychopath takes office. Gives us a few more moments of perhaps relative sanity. Let me push this in a little bit. There we go. Well, I'm going to begin this morning with one of my all-time favorite poems, one that I recorded with Sapphire recently, and it goes like this. Jan Puoro is the author, the poet. Have I got this turned up at all? Let's see how that is. Okay, here we go. Oops, pause. Too quiet. How do I pause? Yikes. Funny. All right, go back again. Try again. How funny. It's failing. So I'm going to do different. Stop. Done. How interesting. However, I'm going to do this, which will be equally stimulating and exciting. Lao Tzu. Here's a favorite I use on retreats a lot. It opened somewhere on another screen. Oh, I had this all set. How funny. All set, and it doesn't matter at all. Okay. So from Lao Tzu, who was a contemporary of the Buddha, either a contemporary of the Buddha, but over in the mountains in China, or a collection of wise elders. We don't know. This is the nature of the unenlightened mind. The sense organs, which are limited in scope and ability, randomly gather information. This partial information is arranged into judgments, which are based on previous judgments, which are usually based on someone else's foolish ideas. These false concepts and ideas are then stored in a highly selective memory system. Distortion upon distortion, the mental energies flow constantly through contorted and inappropriate channels. And the more one uses the mind, the more confused one becomes. To eliminate this vexation of the mind, it doesn't help to do something. This only reinforces the mind's mechanics. Dissolving the mind is instead a matter of not doing. Simply avoid becoming attached to what you see and think. Relinquish the notion that you are separated from the all-knowing mind of the universe. Then you can recover your original pure insight and see through all illusions. Knowing nothing, you will be aware of everything. Remember, because clarity and awakening are within your own nature, they are regained without ever moving an inch. Remember, because clarity and awakening are within your own nature, they are regained without ever moving an inch. To eliminate this vexation of the mind, it doesn't help to do something. This only reinforces the mind's mechanics. Dissolving the mind is instead a matter of not doing. Simply avoid becoming attached to what you see and think. Relinquish the notion that you are separated from the all-knowing mind of the universe. Then you can recover your original pure insight and see through all illusions. Knowing nothing, you will be aware of everything. Remember, because clarity and awakening are within your own nature, they are regained without ever moving an inch. Ooh. So, friends, Dharma friends, here we are at the outset of another day. The Buddha said that eventually his teachings would disappear. And the Tibetans have a 300-year-old prophecy that when the iron bird flies in the sky, there will be a vast blossoming of the Dharma for 100 years, and then darkness. When the iron bird flies in the sky. So, those are interesting words. What's here now? Oh, I guess I want to begin with my invocation that I'm so fond of, from Atumo Kane. Deeply rooted in this living present moment. This one right here, where you are. Deeply rooted in this living present moment. Seeing with clear, open, spacious awareness. Far beyond fear and doubt. Abiding in luminous equanimity. The path unfolds before us. Deeply, deeply rooted in this now, this present living moment. Seeing with an awareness which is clear, open, spacious, beyond fear and doubt. Abiding in luminous equanimity. Luminous equanimity. A profound, utter acceptance of this moment. The path unfolds before me. To eliminate this vexation of the mind, it doesn't help to do something. This only reinforces the mind's mechanics. Dissolving the mind is instead a matter of not doing. Simply avoid become attached, identified to what you see and think. Relinquish the notion that you are separated from the all-knowing mind of the universe. So what's real? What's true right now? There is something that we put the word body on here, and it's known through its life. We don't have to do something to make life exist. It's just this breathing moment. And there's the mind, which loves to generate thoughts, opinions, fantasies, memory, plans. And there's no need to stop the mind. It's kind of a foolish endeavor. Instead, and this isn't something we can really do. It happens, but we don't really do it. Instead, there's the dawning realization that all the thoughts are just thoughts. Some of them are very convincing. Some of them we've thought our whole lifetime. And so much of the time we are lost in the dream, restlessness, desire, aversion, sloth and torpor, doubt, trying to solve some problem, to figure it out, to create some safety, when all we need to do is to be here in the present and be embracing of the coming and going of breathing. Each breath has a beginning. It comes out of nowhere, deeply rooted here and now. Noticing is there some quiet demand. Have to change something, have to do something, have to improve something. Something's wrong. When this is it. There's that saying, there's no dress rehearsal in life. Time and again, mindfulness spontaneously awakens in the midst of a wandering mind. No one has any idea how that happens. There are some who say that that which awakens arises spontaneously from within, that there is a longing of the universe to awaken. And somehow, if we're fortunate, we get to participate in that awakening to a great deal by not doing, by allowing reality to be exactly as it is. Again, each breath has a beginning. It has a rising to fullness, a decline, and then a vanishing. Noticing how profoundly convincing the wandering minds are. It's as though you're there again. Trance, delusion, samsara. It takes some significant persistence. So significant is this that the Buddha taught the what's it called? The sixth step of the path, wise effort. And the efforts are very simple. They're gardening tips. If you can, keep the weeds out of your garden. If they don't gather momentum, they die away. They're easy to pick. But if they've got momentum, if the greed, hatred, or delusion has momentum, then we're invited to interrupt it, to see it, to know it, to interrupt it, not to be judgmental, not to be violent, but we at least ostensibly think we interrupt it on purpose. And then the other efforts to cultivate wholesome mental states, to cultivate love and compassion and mindfulness, generosity. And we do that in spades here because our intention is to cultivate mindfulness, art mindfulness, sati. So we cultivate concentration by coming home to the breath and mindfulness. It's like a giant radio telescope looking out into the night sky, or any sky for that matter. So mindfulness notices when we feel restless and are moving around, or mindfulness notices when the mind is very calm and quiet. Mindfulness notices when we're lost in desire and wanting. Mindfulness is not personal. I am not mindful. You are not mindful. The universe is awake, and through you it enters the world. It is the world. But we have our colloquial ways of thinking, strategies. So when you can, stay home with your breath, with the sensations. And so we come home to in-breathing and out-breathing, resting, abiding now. We are awake to whatever is happening. If there's pain in the body and aversion to that, we know that. If there's restlessness and agitation and the mind is jumping from this to that, it's known. It's not wrong or bad. It doesn't have to change. Freedom and awakening come from non-doing, from acceptance, not from achieving some particular state. Ajahn Chah, great Thai forest master of the last generation, said this: when you wish to bring your practice into perfect balance, simply remember this. This moment is like this. This moment is exactly as it is. It is like this. And so in this moment, there's an in-breathing, an out-breathing. There's a being lost in the trance of past and future. There's a waking up, a realizing, wow, lost in the dream again. If we practice in this way, there's no way to do it wrong. Whatever is being experienced is noticed as it is, including those periods of being lost in the dreams, the periods of anxiety and fear and jealousy and greed and lust. There is a great truth that is revealed, the great truth. There's only now. Remarkably, the past is over, gone, finished, dead. It exists only in memory and in body traces, of course. Abiding in luminous equanimity, the path unfolds before me. We have this moment and we have what is to come. Some words, some exquisite words from the Buddha. Thus, should you look upon this changing world, all component things are impermanent. All component things are subject to dissolution. See all of this world as a star at dawn, a bubble in a stream, a flash of lightning in a summer cloud, a flickering lamp, a phantom, and a dream. Thus, should you look upon this changing world, all component things are impermanent. All component things are subject to dissolution. See all of this world as a star at dawn, a bubble in a stream, a flash of lightning in a summer cloud, a flickering lamp, a phantom, and a dream. Thus, should you look upon this changing world, all component things are impermanent. All component things are subject to dissolution. See all of this world as a star at dawn, a bubble in a stream, a flash of lightning in a summer cloud, a flickering lamp, a phantom, and a dream.